Well, it's about time. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming out to the Ham Nation Forum. Here, Forum 1, Saturday, Hamvention. Everybody having a good time? So this is something I guess I'm taking over now, doing the Ham Nation Forum. Unfortunately, a lot of our hosts can't be here in person, but we have them on Zoom, as you can see. We do have Joe in the room, so we'll be talking to Joe here shortly, but wanted to... We'll start with the Zoom, so we'll go in the order we see them. So Don, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, everyone. I wish I was there, but greetings from the piney woods of South Mississippi.
You are kind of here, but I guess a simulacra of you there with the.
That's
flat
actually
Don.
your flat Don is actually an imposter.
Oh no,
that's the original. That's the one from the very first year at Xenia, right there. So.
And then next to Don, we have Amanda. How are you, Amanda?
Well, hello, everybody. It's so nice to be here. I've been recovering from pneumonia and still recovering, but it's really nice to see all the happy faces out there. And I love everybody's posts on Dayton, on Facebook and on Twitter. Make sure you always use Hamvention 2023 to post your photos so I get to see them all. But my voice is back. And still recovering, but doing a whole lot better. Thank you. Thanks, Josh, for hosting this. You're freaking awesome.
Well, thank you for being so early in the morning. So FYI, Amanda, it's 7 o'clock your time right now, ish?
7:17.
Yeah.
My friends.
Well, thank you. Randy, how are you?
Doing good, Josh, and the Hamvention crew there. It's 6 o'clock here, so it was a early morning. So glad to see everybody's in the room having a good time, enjoying the Facebook and Twitter posts and all the YouTubers who are with their live stuff. I saw you the other night at the 4 Days in May and doing a great production there on your iPad. So back to you.
Thank you. And Gordo's back and looking dapper. Gordo, what's going on? You got your uniform on? How are you doing?
Well, today is Armed Forces Day, and I've been called to duty, so I have to work hard. But it's so great to see all of you at the Hamvention. And but I think we need to know their call sign. So on the count of 3, we'd like everybody to give us your call sign together. 1, 2, 3.
What a
Did you get it, Randy?
That was pretty deep pile up.
That was good. So anyway, have a great day today.
Gordo.
There we go. Have a great day, and wish I were there, but we'll see you next year, maybe.
And none of this would be possible without Bob Heil. So Bob, how are you? Thank you for joining us.
I am terrific, and I really appreciate you putting the Zoom together. I'm very familiar with Zoom. I'm doing all of these presentations since February 2020. The night before last, that one was number 338 that I've done, and these are really, really fun. So if you have a club, send me a date. I'll be there. And Zoom is our friend, and I'm really glad that it's working here. And greetings to all of my fellow hosts, and I'm glad we could make this happen, Josh. I appreciate it. And we really have to thank Dayton, the Dara Club, for putting in this stronger their lines. They had I've been talking to Michael Calter about it for some time, and they put in better video monitors for you guys, but a stronger internet cable. So that was great because the pictures are terrific. So this could be something that we could do in the future. Hopefully we can be with you next year. But for now, it's working great, and I appreciate all of you being there. Go out and buy things and see what's going on. Our company is there, and they're very close to Gigaparts, and they've got some special sales. Gigaparts has really special sales on our stuff, and so buy and say hi to Jerry. Heil Ham Radio is his new moniker there in our booth. Wish I could be there. Maybe next year we can make that happen, but I got too much going on here. Business calls, and we got a big deal going on today with some of our distributors here. But sure good to be here, Josh. Thank you for doing all this and appreciate seeing all of those wonderful people. So have fun, learn stuff, and let's hope the rain stops.
Well, thank you, Bob. Much like we're all hams, right? We plan for contingencies. So I planned for contingencies on this talk because obviously we've got a lot of our hosts on Zoom. You guys at Hamvention here did a fantastic job with the audio and the video, first of all. I did not necessarily expect it to go over as smoothly as it did. So we called this the Ham Nation and Friends Forum because if the internet didn't work out, and I say that and the air conditioner just started, so that's good. And it's loud. But anyway, Ham Nation and Friends, the idea was if the Zoom didn't work out, we have all these panel of folks here. So I do want to go through and introduce everybody in the room, which we will do here shortly. But I want to do a kickoff of something that Jason, KM4ACK, come on up. Let's introduce what we're planning on doing here today.
All right, so I guess it was back around December or January. I was doing some searching on the internet and ran across something called the DEF CON Badge Challenge. Now, in case anyone's not familiar with DEF CON, it's a hackers convention that happens, I believe it's in Vegas each year. And I liked this idea, but trying to adapt it for ham radio. Now, I wasn't quite sure how to make all of this happen or if it was even really a good idea. So I called Josh up and I said, hey, I've got this really crazy idea. What do you think about this? Well, he said, hey, you might be onto something here. So we met up in Orlando and we talked to a couple of other people about this and we came up with what we're dubbing the Hamvention Challenge. It's a series of puzzles that you will have to work through. Getting into the game is, in fact, the first piece of the puzzle. As you go through today, we're going to have these on different vendors' booths. ICOM has got some of these. The ARRL has some of these. But you simply scan the QR code to get into it. ICOM is sponsoring this giveaway. So the first person to complete the challenge and get all the way through, it's an ICOM 7300 waiting on the other end of it.
Whoa.
So
Very nice.
A little bit of incentive to get through it. The next 9 people to complete it will end up getting a swag bag from ICOM. And then everyone who completes it will end up sending a QSL card basically out to everyone that gets to the end of it. So we just wanted to try it. We're trying to introduce some fun things and just something that's new and different here at Hamvention this year.
Indeed. So while Jason did include me on this, this is like literally his brainchild. He put in a ton of work to make this happen. And these are like decently difficult enough challenges where you're actually going to have to use amateur radio to solve, basically to get to the next step. So we hope everybody has a good time. Your email box is open for any complaints though, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I've got forwarding turned on.
Good.
To you.
Yep, that's good. Okay, well, we'll talk. But I'm going to go through and introduce everybody. But first, we have our last Ham Nation host is in person. Did you want to say anything before you? Okay.
I'm good. Awesome. Thank you.
I'm going to have Joe come up. Joe, come on up and say hi and what you've been up to.
All right, I'm Joe, K0NEB, and everybody knows me for the cat in the hat. That's how you find me. I was very, very grateful for how many Ham Nation fans came up to me yesterday and said, Joe, I watch you all the time on the show, and I'll tell you what, that makes me feel great about all the upcoming kits and tools and stuff that I'm going to be talking about, because I kind of like to do the tool time part of the show, talk about all the things we use to build kits and all about all the neat, fun kits, all the way from super beginners kits to real advanced kits, and we try to cover it all on the show. So how many of you have decided to build kits because you saw what we do on the show? Wow, thank you very, very much. I really appreciate you guys watching. And if you hear of kits that you think I'd like to be aware of, make sure you drop me an email, because we want to cover them all. We want to go everything from beginners to intermediate to very advanced kits. Like I'm working on an SDR right now. So everybody, thank you so much for watching.
Thank you, Joe. So Ham Nation, thank you. So a lot of the times, the idea of the show is we like to introduce and showcase interesting things in amateur radio, right? With the guests that we have on, the wonderful work Amanda does in finding so many amazing guests. So this time I had to find some guests, and I just leaned on my friends. I would like to say hi to Carlos, Life at Terminal Velocity on YouTube. I think I'm just going to show them. I think we'll start with just giving you give them a taste of what you do on YouTube really fast.
Okay.
Why don't you model some of this gear you brought too? I'm going to try and share this to the folks on the Zoom as well. So here's a little bit of what
Carlos does. You're thinking to yourself, that's just jumping out of a plane. How does that have anything to do with amateur radio? Well, he sets up an antenna. And this is titled 10-meter ham radio from a parachute. Sure, why not? Would you say you're a professional skydiver? Is that a safe thing to say?
Yeah, I'm actually.
Go ahead. So yeah, I'm definitely a professional skydiver. I'm an instructor, and I'm about to become an instructor. So yeah, I get paid for throwing people out of airplanes for fun and profits. That's what I say. So professional skydiver for sure. Does that make you a VE of parachuting?
Say again.
Does that make you a VE of parachuting?
Yes, a VE of parachuting. HRCC.
Very nice, very good. So I'm gonna slow down the volume here a little bit or lower it. But yeah, so Carlos jumps with. It looks like you got a 706. Was that?
So up until last year, I was using a 706 Mark II-G, and this year I went QRP. So I'm gonna go 705 all the way. All modes, all bands. Let's go.
He's wearing this stuff because Carlos is potentially jumping out of an airplane in an hour or two, and will be on 146.450.
Correct.
For simplex calls. So, well, I'll take a question on that one since it's apropos, but Q&A will be at the end, but yes, go ahead. Air on the air. I like that. I like that very much. I like that. There you go, Carlos. You're already getting good feedback. So if anybody, I have a contact with Carlos. Where do you normally jump?
I normally jump in Rochelle, Illinois.
Okay. So Illinois, 20 meters. I made a contact with him in Southern California. So pretty cool contact. Got a cool QSL card as well. So wanted to mention that for everybody. 146.450. Wait. 450?
Yep.
Okay. 450.
And if I make a jump today, and you make a contact with me, I'll have my QSL cards, and we'll take care of that in person.
All right, so we talked to Jason Kane for ACK. He's also on YouTube, and I will have.
Wait, I gotta get down low.
Oh.
Wow.
My wife just made a quick appearance on camera.
Hi, Don.
I'm gonna bring up links for some of the YouTubers we have here in a bit, but again, say thanks, Jason. Thanks again for doing the challenge. Appreciate you.
Wow.
Josh, we have to look at that video and be in awe of what he did. But that's ham radio.
Absolutely.
People ask me all the time, what's ham radio? Well, that kind of thing is what some people do. Some people do mobile. Some people do bicycle. Mm-hmm. Some people jump out of an airplane and talk to California. So there you go.
I want to see him make a satellite contact next.
Ham radio is what you make of it. That's what ham radio is.
Exactly what it is.
Did you hear that?
Agreed. Some do MCOM, some do educational. we couldn't. Do we have enough hours to talk about what all ham radio is? I don't think so. That's why you go to Dayton, right?
I see my role as ham radio's village idiot.
That's true. It is a true statement. Except for that he brought in a Tamitha Scove and got her license. So we have to appreciate that. And Dawn Tullis, she couldn't be here today, right?
No, she couldn't, which in comparison makes me look even dumber. So, yeah, Dr. T found her kind of on accident. There was a Newsline story about some big solar storm, like, guess it's almost 10 years ago, I guess now. And I found her on YouTube and I said, hey, I'd like to use some of your stuff if you don't mind, and told her, kind of what we were doing about, audio for Newsline and video for the Ham Nation video report. And she's like, oh my God, yes, please do whatever you want. I want to get this knowledge out to as many people as I can because it's not covered in the mainstream media. And so that started a really good, an amazing friendship, actually. And then, she was honored by Dara at Hamvention a number of years ago. She's been with Tim Duffy at his big production as a professor in DX University or Contesting University. Yeah, she's done that. And she would have been with us this morning, except Tamitha was doing Tamitha stuff. She was up until 1 o'clock in the morning chasing Aurora and tweeting about it, which is, what she does. So she said, if I can get up and be camera ready with makeup on by 6 o'clock, I will, but don't count on it. So I texted her about 5 o'clock California time, and I said, hey, you going to be up? And I still have yet to get a response. So she's with us in spirit this morning.
I gotta say she's probably the most popular on our whole show.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's amazing.
I mean, she is just a brainiac and beautiful, smart, funny, just.
Oh my God. Yeah. She's the whole package. She really is.
I really can't appreciate her enough for what she's doing for amateur radio and how she has fun with it.
And on top of that, she's just a great friend.
Yeah, she really is.
She really is.
And even more good news, she's studying for her new general class. The new book is out. Yeah. So who knows, you'll hear her on high frequency as well.
Excellent.
Oh, I would love to talk to Tamitha on HF, and somebody will probably set up her station for her and get her all set up. And I don't know if she lives in an HOA kind of place, but fantastic.
No. Southern California California is an HOA. That's how you spell Southern California, HOA.
Other than the regular ham radio that I do, my whole thing is, of course, I design microphones for the broadcast and ham radio industry, but there is my first love. I'm working on a pair of Harvey Wells receivers, got them going, and so after a while, we'll put them back on.
Oh, wow.
And they were built in 1956, still working. The transmitter you see to the left with the little slide wheel, that's the matching transmitter. But I had to get into them, and that's what I get from ham radio. Everything you see on that bench is at least 50, 55, 60 years old. And I just love it because I'm on AM almost exclusively anymore. It's so much fun on AM and building, and that's my kits, Joe. Making all those tubes glow and having fun working a lot of people in the AM window. Did you know there's an AM window, Gordo? Did you know that? Sure.
It's in the book. It really is.
Book, right.
Show of hands who knew that in the room. There's an AM window.
Absolutely. There you go.
Yeah, 38.
We have the smartest audience. We really do.
Yeah.
And don't jump on that AM window if you're going to be running SSB.
No,
please don't.
Right.
You don't make our AMers mad because you're going to make the Joe Walsh's mad and things like that. So we don't want to do that now, do we, Bob?
38.
Right. You want to use these before you use this.
Yeah. 3870 to 3890. That's exclusive. Why was that done? It was done in the 50s when sideband came onto the AM scene. We're crystal controlled. You guys can go everywhere with your 7300s and all that, but we're crystal controlled. We can't move. Well, we could, but no, we can't buy a bunch of crystals. So you have to share that. 40 meters is 7290 to 7295 and 14335. But anyway, just thought I'd throw that in there because a lot of people do not know about the AM window, and that's really sad. but I wanted you to see what I do. There you go, Gordo. It's right there. Thank
On
you.
the spot.
Thank you, Bob.
Gordo, I just noticed that by being in uniform, you're out of uniform.
Well, I've got it there on the wall.
Okay, good. Good.
And Josh, we appreciate it. Folks, let me tell you, when Ham Nation changed over to Josh, he has really made this service grow. So, Josh, thank you so much for all you've done.
Thank you.
Thank you, Josh. And
I did say it earlier, but there honestly would not be a Ham Nation if it wasn't for Amanda. So it deserves repeating again. Amanda is truly the one that keeps the show going by doing the show notes, coordinating with so many of the guests, doing many of the things that I can't do because of, the busy life that I lead. But thank you, all of the hosts. Joe, thank you as well. But Amanda truly deserves a round of applause. So thank you, Amanda.
thank you, Josh. A couple words on that. If anyone has any amazing stories or something that you've done that's crazy or wacky in amateur radio, which it all is crazy and wacky, let's face it, reach out to me, please. We'd love to hear your story on the show. And I'm always looking for new guests and new lessons to be learned and that kind of thing. So, but once again, I think Bob said it best at one point in time. He said, there's never going to be enough of these shows because there's so much to learn in amateur radio in so many ways that it's portrayed.
Ham Nation started 2010 when Leo Laporte did an interview with me, and I was really a Leo Laporte fan. Thanks to Joe Walsh, he turned me on to him. We were living in California at the time, and he said, we need to have ham radio on my network. Okay, so who would I have for my first guest? Because I didn't know what was going to happen. I had Joe, and you can go back and see that. Number one. Yeah, it was crazy because video was terrible, audio was terrible. I didn't know what. So then Leo called me and he said, that's great. Keep it going. Well, what am I going to do? It's me. Well, I'm going to do the most recognized ham radio guy. And that was this guy, Gordon West. And Gordo and I took off, and away we went, and all these wonderful hosts that we have. And it went for right about 10 years, and just really tens of thousands of people. So we were blessed that Leo gave us the time, but so thrilled when Josh took it over because didn't know what was going to happen. So all of you in the room, you owe great gratitude to Josh and his team. Really wonderful. Thank you, Josh.
Thanks again.
Totally.
Rob. Appreciate
you
that.
guys give Josh a round of applause.
Another one. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And do you know what the funnest thing is that we're not so strict now because of Josh. So
Except for starting on time. That was my one thing, right? We try to start on time.
Yeah, he's really awful about that, and he calls us up really early, and I don't have my makeup done soon enough. But other than that, we get to have a little bit more fun, be a little bit more wacky. So Dawn gets to shine, of course.
Yes,
but it is a fantastic time. But wait, Josh, can I have 2 minutes?
Please. Yeah. Well, that's what this is for. So yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I've seen this done before, so I need to know what our audience is. So audience, hello, everybody. We're going to go through the years or decades that you've been licensed. So anyone that's been licensed in 1950, raise your hand. Anyone? I don't see anyone.
I see one.
Oh, do you? Okay. Hi. I see you there in the background.
Can you shout out your call signs, or can you see your hat? Case. Kilo Charlie 4 Delta.
Kilo Charlie 4 Delta. Wow. Since the 1950s. And that's, I think, where Bob was also licensed. Is that correct?
Yeah, 1956.
Okay. How about
and Gordo?
59, right after the solar cycle peak.
Timing's everything.
It does.
All right, let's go to the 60s.
60s.
Love Fest. Let's
License.
see.
I see. 1, 2. What's your call sign? W7CLR, like the cleaner, right? The
CLR.
what? Oh,
Calcium laundry,
Joe.
and rust.
Zero
Yeah,
NEB.
exactly.
Joe's.
I was originally licensed in 1969.
1969. And there was one more. Next, I can't see your hat. Whiskey Alpha 8 Delta Kilo Charlie. 0. Oh, there's a slash. Got it. Thank you.
The 50s and the 60s, what you have to say is that you have grown into this technology and you've made it happen and you've made all the changes. And you probably hate all of us no coders, of course. But I'm happy to be in the hobby, no less. All right, let's go to the 70s.
Wait, do we want the other call signs there? Or
Oh yeah.
There's 2 more.
Yeah, if you have enough time.
Oscar Echo 1 Whiskey. Whiskey
Nice.
Kilo Lima. So that's the DX. That's our DX.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a DX in the room. And the number of hands is going to go up a lot, so we may not be able to run through everybody. What's the last? Who was it? You, sir. Whiskey Nancy 8 Echo Alpha Sierra. Okay. 1969. All right. Very good. All right, Amanda. Here we go.
Okay, now let's go to the 70s.
70s.
I can almost raise my hand for the 70s. I was studying in 75 and then 20 years later. So I can almost, I want to go 70s, but not licensed.
I'm going to
You're
say
funny.
congratulations, but if we say all of your call signs, we will be here all day and they'll kick us.
We will, and we're going to
So,
take all the time.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
And Susie is WA6.
BWH in the 70s,
Yeah,
in this
now N6 GLF.
there you go.
There we go.
Hi, Susie. Nice to see you, honey. Okay, let's go to the great 80s, the Gen Xers. Come on.
80s. I think there might have been more 70s than 80s.
I know. I think so too.
Yeah.
Okay.
The FM craze days. Yeah.
I see some, but I thought that the 80s were one of the greatest sunspots. Maybe not.
The 50s.
The 50s were the best. Okay.
The biggest
That was number
sunspot
one,
cycle started in 55. I was on 6 meters for a good 8 years. It was like 20 meters. It was open almost 24/7. When I tell people that, 6 meters was amazing.
Wow.
And I was a technician 17 years. I didn't need to go anywhere else. But then I got busy on the road with Walsh and the Dead and the Who and all that. And so ham radio took a dive for about 12 years. When I came back, I said, hey, Gordon West, teach me. And I ended up with an extra class license, and I love it. But now, of course.
Here's one of Bob's QSL cards. Notice the 1 cent stamp.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that.
Bob's delay is kind of like mine. I was studying for my ticket in 75 as a 15-year-old, and then all of a sudden I got my driver's license and a girlfriend and got overcome by perfume and exhaust fumes, and then got into broadcasting. So I'm waiting for the 90s so I can raise my hand.
There's one thing is I found that was predominant with the 70s. And I hear some of the old timers, the CB craze was kind of ended. And a lot of those guys and gals got a hold of a Gordon West book and became amateur radio operators. Just so many of them. And I bless you. Whereas a lot of hams, they're defiant about, no, that's crazy. And we all got together and we teach each other and we have fun together. Without all of those people coming from the CB ranks, our numbers would not be what they are. And so
True.
I applaud all of you that went through those steps. And that's something that I think needs to be noted, because I certainly I hear guys on the air talking about it, and thank you for getting your license and joining us. It's
Back in
great.
the 70s, that was my gateway drug to ham radio. It's like, I'm thinking, God, there's so much more above this with ham radio. Yeah, give me the book. I took classes and then, like I said, life got in the way. And anyway, so I'm waiting for the 90s, Josh.
Okay.
Bring on the 90s.
Well, that's Amanda. Go ahead. Are you ready, Amanda?
Okay, 90s are alternative music generation, flannel wearing shirts.
Is that the Pepsi
raise
generation?
your
Is
hands.
That wasn't me, but
Okay.
Sweep in the room. Sweep in the room.
He's still stuck in Smokey and the Bandit. It's okay.
yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Pretty similar numbers from 70, 80,
From the
90, it looks
80s?
like.
Okay.
Pretty similar.
Okay. Let's go to the 2000s. Let's see you. Whoa.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh, and the panel?
Let's
Two
see.
in the panel?
Look at that.
That's a lot.
I think the
Excellent.
2000s has it. I think we're the
So,
leader right now.
I mean, okay, let's have a discussion real quick. When did No Code go? Was that 1996? Everyone?
95, right? 95.
95, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the year I got my ticket, yeah.
So it made it a little bit easier for people to get licensed, right? Well, welcome to the hobby.
No Code
I-
Tech 1991,
I-
I'm hearing. But okay.
Yeah.
Oh, 91.
Yeah, that's what it was, yeah. You know what I want to see in the room is we've talked about all the old timers. I want to hear about, that was my Santa Claus voice. I want to see the people who maybe got licensed in the last couple of years or this year, or people who maybe just took their test and
Well,
are waiting on their
wait a second.
on their
we,
license.
We just did the 2000s. You got another decade, 2010.
I'm talking about this week, this year, this
we'll get
this
there.
is what I
We'll
want to
get
hear.
there. We'll get
Hey. Just because you're over there and I'm over here doesn't mean I can't spank
Don't
you.
make me mute the Zoom, Don.
Oh, this is fun, you guys. Okay, Don, you see on by 2010 and above.
Yeah.
2010.
Who's the
Oh
new guy?
my
Who's the newbie?
goodness. Whoa.
Welcome.
Here
Look
you
at
go.
that.
Welcome to the family.
Look
We
at
love
this.
you.
That's a lot.
That
There
is
you go.
more than
That's-
all of the other
that's
decades.
what I wanna
I won't say
see.
combined, but that's a lot.
That's nice.
Now, Don, what was your question?
that was it. I want to see the new guys.
The new
You
No, but
guys
that's-
and gals.
And
That's
gals.
3 years.
Yes.
Do you mean like this week? Was that your question, or?
Yeah, new guys. I mean, who just took who is taking their test at Dayton? That's what I see. If
Did
anyone
anyone
out
get
there is
licensed
waiting to
here
take a
this-
test at Dayton here this week.
Oh, we got one.
See, I'm kind of like a genius.
Okay. Do we have another one in the back? All right.
Hey,
so-
while we're talking about people who maybe were inspirations in getting us in the hobby, Bob Heil, Gordon West, of course, two huge inspirations. But this WA6 call sign you see over my shoulder here,
Yes.
Bill Pasternak, WA6ITF, the founder of Amateur Radio Newsline, which has been going since 1976. And I want to say that yesterday, I'm sorry you missed it, but we had the return of the Ham Nation, or rather the Newsline town hall meeting yesterday morning was the forum. Since Bill got sick and then passed away, there hadn't been one in like 8 years. But anyway, the town hall meeting is back, and it was, I think, for the lack of advertising, it was fairly well attended and well received, and so we're looking forward to continuing that tradition every year. So now, from now on, when you come to Hamvention, be sure to check in the forums for the Newsline town hall meeting, because we had some great speakers yesterday. So there you go. I want to put a plug in
Wow.
for that.
I didn't realize that they had any forums on Friday. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait,
So
did
my-
we do all the decades? We
We
just
did
we stopped
did
at
2000s.
2010.
We didn't do 10s and 20s, but
We did 2010, right? We got those guys. 2020. Ah,
There you go.
So,
That's
Yeah, we
just
didn't wanna
3
leave you out
years,
of it,
folks.
there you go.
okay. Raise your hand if you learned amateur radio through Gordo.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And my son, N7 TMW. We did Dad's big ham radio class on the kitchen table with Gordon's books. And there you go, another Gordon
Okay.
West product.
Couple more. Raise your hand if you use a Heil microphone, because they're the most amazing thing you've ever
Wow.
used in your life.
Oh,
Good
my.
number. Look at that, Bob.
Thank you.
Look at that.
Look, Kyle, we match.
Yeah.
I have,
All
I
right,
have
and then, of
another one.
course-
I have my backup.
Got
What's
these guys here.
Yeah.
Row 7.
Anyone else?
I'm all piled up.
Oh, Bob, don't ask me what I'm holding right now. It's not.
Be
hot.
sure and go by the
Uh-oh.
booth today and say hi to Jerry. He'd give you all kinds of stickers and all other kinds of things.
Can
and
I
he's
get a
got some-
sticker?
Yeah.
I want a
he's got-
sticker.
He's got some new gadgets.
Okay.
There it
let's-
is.
Okay.
Oh, the new one. Yeah. Yeah.
Now we're gonna do ICOM, Kenwood, Yezu. Okay, so raise your hand if you use an ICOM.
Whoa, that's even. Holy smokes, that's a lot.
Okay, Ray Novak, this is for you.
Yeah, right.
All right, Kenwood users, let's see your hands. Everyone else is Yezu or
I guess I have them
something?
all. So can I just leave my hand?
Exactly. Yeah. Just keep your hand up.
It's fine. It's fine. Okay, how many of you are still just using?
Oh yeah, well,
oh, is Will in there?
Baofeng. Baofeng.
I have one, actually. Yeah.
Not to
And
hear
the-
that.
There's the classic Yezu from '95 when I bought that. That's the
I got this.
FT530. Great handheld. Still have that.
I have a pink radio. Everyone send me pink stuff. I love it. Okay, Josh, you said you were going to go through Q&A, so maybe I think you probably have to end this in 8 minutes. So
no,
should we do that?
No, aren't we 9:15 or 10:15? 10:15. So yeah, we'll get there in a second.
Oh, okay.
I do have the and friends and the rest of the panel here. I want to introduce really quickly. We said hi to Jason, Camp
Oh
40
my
CK.
gosh, I'm so sorry.
No. It's good. It's good. Tank radios next to Jason. Oh yeah, we got some Tank fans in the house. I'm down here, but I was going to show the YouTube channels and all that. But and K6ARK, the wizard that is Adam,
Also known as the unindicted co-conspirators.
and she's not up here, but Ria's right here too. Ria. We had a stand-in. We had a seat there for you, but yeah, come on up if you want to say hi. Yeah, no, I understand. The traffic how badly did you guys get stuck in traffic, by the way, with the rain? Not bad today? No. So
Mud.
Okay, good. Yesterday was pretty bad, but today with the rain, I think people are going to be a little slow to come out. We'll see, but I'm expecting a pretty big day. I'm excited for that. So we as we kind of started things off, we were talking about interesting things in ham radio. Obviously, we started with Carlos, but all my friends up here are doing interesting things with ham radio, kind of things we like to showcase with Ham Nation. So I encourage you all to go check out their channels. I was going to pull them up and then have you all talk, but obviously we saw Carlos, so awesome job. Adam, do you want to take just a minute and give a little background? Adam has been on Ham Nation, right? You have been?
Yes, I have been on Ham Nation, and it's great to be back with the crew here hanging out today. Just a quick note on the channel, K6ARK Portable Radio, and I focus on portable operations. I actually presented at 4 Days in May on Thursday on a talk about extreme yet practical portable HF antennas. And if you've seen my channel, that should make a lot of sense to you. I ranged from antennas that weigh less than an ounce for 40 through 10 meters and fit in the palm of your hand, up to a 7-element 10-meter portable Yagi that I carry out to SOTA summits. So you'll see things like that on my channel, and go check it out and enjoy the videos.
Thank you, Adam. Oh yeah, kits.
Yeah.
You want to mention that? 3D. Adam does a lot, by the way. But.
Yeah, so a good place to check out more information is my website, which is just my call sign, k6ark.com. I've got links to my antenna kits, which I know are all sold out right now on Amazon. But they're tiny little HF antenna matching units that you can build as 9-to-1 ununs or 49-to-1s for an end-fed half-wave antenna. And they're a fun little build. There will be more coming as soon as I'm able to prep them and get them sent off to Amazon. The other thing you'll find there is a link to 3D prints and PCBs, which are projects that I've designed for various purposes, including a bunch of what I call the $2 paddle. It's a Morse code iambic paddle that's a nice small portable size. It's about $2 worth of parts to assemble this thing. and has a great feel and function to it. So how many of you guys in the audience have used one of my paddles before? So there's about a dozen out there, and they're a lot of fun to use and fun to build.
Well, thank you, Adam. Also, the best camping / hiking buddy you can have on a trip. I've gone on 2 trips now with Adam, and
He brings his stove.
Oh, it's not just a stove; it's an oven, and he cooks cookies. He bakes cookies. Amazing.
Is that one
Guys
of those
gotta eat.
pizza ones?
Red's down working the camera, but want to say a thank you to Red. Also, an active soda activator. You did a talk yesterday, right? So go check him out too, please. And we got Rhea. Rhea jumped up here right now. Rhea, do you want to mention anything? Oh, ARDC too, please. Yeah.
Yeah. So in the ham community, so hi, I'm Rhea N2RJ. I'm a director of ARDC, and while that's not associated with my YouTube channel, come check us out at Booth 1302. We give away a lot of money to interesting new projects. So as far as my channel goes, I hold the distinction as one of the few ham YouTubers whose most popular video is about GMRS. Okay. But that aside, I teach a lot of learning. I actually have become known for talking about FCC and regulatory and stuff like that, because I used to be with ARRL and I had a lot of inside knowledge of that. And then I actually learned how to get, to keep up on that. So I keep, like, for example, the fees, how to navigate FCC, new regulations coming down the pike. I talk about 60 meters, all sorts of stuff. I also do a fair bit of learning. And I also do a radio show / podcast. It's on WRMI 5050 on Fridays. But it's also available wherever you get your podcast. So youtube.com/@N2RJ, or look for Rhea's Ham Shack.
Thank you, Rhea. Nice to see you up there. Have a great time.
Thanks for all you do, Rhea. You're a great inspiration and a great teacher.
So
The best.
we did have some technical hiccups getting ready, and I didn't get to pull everybody's channel up. So Jason, why don't you come up again and say hi? And I want to repeat to everybody, the Hamvention challenge, that is the start of the challenge, but go ahead, mention your channel. And why don't you?
Yeah, and definitely when this is over, you guys be sure to come up, scan this code so you can get into the game. But I'm Jason KM4ACK. Primary focus of my channel has always been digital modes, especially when it comes to the Raspberry Pi or Linux in general and getting things up and running. So a lot of different tutorial type videos are available on my channel if that's something you're interested in. And fortunately, we're starting to see Raspberry Pis become slowly available again. Still expensive, but hopefully they'll be coming back down in price before the end of the year.
Let me ask a question. Who's used the Build-A-Pi script?
Hey.
Whoa, this is the man. This is the man who did it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Again, thanks for all your amazing work. Who's installed a Raspberry Pi not using his script and manually went in and did all the stuff? Oh my goodness. Again, thank you. My family thanks you for the time I've gotten back from it. And I guess we'll do it, but this is not our PA system, Frank, so I just want you to, okay, all right.
Hey, real quick, Josh, can I interrupt you for a sec?
Yes,
My son,
sir, go ahead.
N7TMW, just came in, and like we said, he's a Gordon West product, so I know Gordon was instrumental in helping him get his license, and Gordon has actually known Tyler since he was months old, so it's nice to see you, Gordon.
All right, you're standing well away, right? Okay, good. Go ahead. There you go.
I'm not going to yell it, but let's have y'all yell it. Yes. And I did that for y'all because you're not used to me on Ham Nation. My first appearance on Ham Nation. This is awesome. I also had the pleasure of Carlos throwing me out of an airplane. It's the first big promote video on my channel. But my channel is about me going through amateur radio, anything I find fun and exciting. I like to do deep dives into good concepts. I had a series over satellites and how to do a satellite contact, which I haven't done it, made a successful.
Yeah, what happened with that,
contact.
Frank?
Yeah, it's going to come back later. And I did a couple other deep dives into some amazing things. I love amateur radio, and coming up on the channel, Hamshack Build. Hamshack Build is happening. I just put a antenna mount on top of my roof. I didn't put a mast on there because I didn't have grounding done yet, and we all know what lightning does. But now that's going to be coming up on the channel, and it's going to be fun.
Excellent. Well, thank you.
Yep.
And again, contingencies upon contingencies. I thank my friends for being on. We got the Zoom working so great. I really appreciate that. It just looks awesome. What?
Yeah, it's terrific.
Oh, where's Hayden? Really fast. Is Hayden? Come on up really quick and say hi, Hayden, and then we're going to do Q&A. So Hayden has been on my channel multiple times. So if you ever saw the videos on Sporadic E, we talked about microwaves. We've done interviews with Hayden. Hayden, go ahead and jump on the mic just so you can say hi to everybody. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I mean, you walked all the way from Tasmania, right, to get here?
That's an extra 20 meters.
That's right. Yeah.
Sorry. An extra. Oh, how many feet? 60 feet.
So go ahead. Ham Radio DX.
My voice is going out. I've been traveling a long time, and
we stayed up late eating Australian snacks, making a video.
You probably watched that.
Wait, who saw that live stream? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry too. Everyone enjoyed it though, but good to be on Ham Nation for the first time.
Yes, thank you.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
I was disappointed because I thought Gordo was going to be here. I wanted to meet Gordo.
I know, Gordo. We miss you, Gordo. We miss all of you, but appreciate you being on Zoom. But appreciate you, Hayden.
So yeah, Ham Radio DX. I'm obviously from Australia. I have a little YouTube channel, so check that out.
Wow.
Thanks, Chuck. I'll give you that $5 later. All right.
Hey, Josh, there's one other person we haven't mentioned, and I'd like to thank our sponsor, ICOM.
Oh, yes.
And Ray Novak.
Yeah.
So is he even in he's probably at his booth. So
He
we have
is.
To say, okay.
Everybody go say, Ray, you have to keep Ham Nation on the air, okay? We
Yes.
love it.
And he has to send Amanda more radios. Seriously,
Very
there's
much
like
so,
so
yes.
many more to play with. We do have the 705, but now there's the 905, and Josh has been having a really fun time with it. So anyone,
I did.
ICOM is the biggest part of amateur radio. So don't leave Dayton without purchasing something from them. So, all right, that's all I had to say.
I don't
Back
have
to
the
Josh.
silky voice of George, so I don't think I'm going to do the ad read for ICOM Live, but it's not on the Zoom. But
yeah, none of us have that.
no, I
he's
can't.
just
I
so
can't try and
good.
duplicate that.
Oh no, I can't do it.
I would like for all of you, each one of you, please do me a favor. Go by and thank Ray Novak.
Please.
Not only for Ham Nation, he does a tremendous amount of work for amateur radio as a whole. He sponsors so many things. And do you see the other companies doing that? I'll leave you with that question, but I would really appreciate it. I hope that everybody in this room goes by, just go by and say thank you for keeping Ham Nation and other things on the air. He really deserves that. Thank you for doing it.
Ray gives so much to the hobby and to the people in it that, yeah, Ray's almost the patron saint, I think, of amateur radio these days.
Yep.
He really is.
I do have one other company to point out, and Bob is being so classic here, but Heil really sponsors a lot of things and sends out microphones and headsets and stuff like that to all kinds of special events.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you, Bob. And I know Jerry is key to that as well at your warehouse, and we'd like to thank you as well. So, because you support so much of amateur radio. Okay, Josh.
Yeah, I think we got.
Go ahead, Bob.
We got 10 minutes.
I said, remember, if it wasn't for ham radio, I wouldn't be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I have people ask me that all the time. They say, how did you get here? Where'd you learn all this stuff? I showed you where I learned it. I learned it right there. I built that when I was 18 years old, and it's still on the air, Central Electronics. But I learned to build, and from there, it was, as you all know, the Grateful Dead, the Who, Walsh, all those dozens and dozens of bands. That's how I was able to put their sound systems together and make them sound good. Then I got into building microphones for Carrie Underwood, Keith Urban, and all of you. And I thank you. More to come.
I'll ring Heil's bell a little bit too regarding the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Heil Sound is the only manufacturer in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with an exhibit, and also big piece of a couple of pieces of history. If not one of the original talk boxes that Joe Walsh and Peter Frampton made famous is in there, as well as the quadraphonic mixer board for the Who's Quadrophenia tour.
Oh,
yep,
worth the trip to Cleveland just for that. Seriously.
I got my joggers on because I've been doing thousands of steps every day, but we've got 10 minutes and I'm going to run around with a microphone and answer. So I know you had your hand like this, just waiting. So I'm going to go with you first.
You left something out on the panel that people really need to know about. Who is this Josh and what does he do?
There you go.
Well, we're actually not on my channel right now. We're not live, but Ham Radio Crash Course. I was given. Oh, Mochi's right here. Oh my God, Mochi! We have Poda Duck is in the house. Go look at my Instagram, and you can see me hanging out with Mochi yesterday. I've been on YouTube since 2006 making videos, but in 2018 I decided to do ham radio full time because it was the most passionate thing that I enjoy doing in my life, that I enjoy so much. And I just focused on that and started live streaming about the same time, built up somewhat of an ability to make a live stream work sometimes. And I was given a great opportunity to continue on the legacy of Ham Nation. And thank you, Bob and ICOM for allowing that to happen, and the entire host for being on the show to allow it to happen. But thank you for asking the question. But yeah, there you go. Find me on YouTube. Okay, next. I'm running over here.
And we can't forget Val, because Val is amazing too whenever she gets to join us. So thank you, Valerie.
My question is for Amanda. The headphones that you use in your shack, which style is that? Because you and I are built about the same, so the tiny head syndrome kind of comes into play with the headsets.
I have to buy kids headphones. I really do, for them to fit my head. So that's why I get all the cute ones with the princess hats and the
That's how you get the ears, right? That's the only way to get ears.
All of them. I have a huge collection, but they're all kiddos. So I pay a very minimum amount of money. You know, I'm talking like $10 a piece. So that's why I have such a collection. But it's what fits our tiny little heads. But we have the biggest brains in them, don't we, sister? So
That's right. That's right.
Any other? Okay, I see y'all walk on over here. Here we go.
I just wanted to point out we got off track, and we forgot to say who did amateur or extra by April.
Oh yeah, Ham Nation host. Yeah, so we did a YouTube challenge that we didn't really mention on Ham Nation was extra by April. So the idea was that to just give you guys a little bit of a challenge, right? To push you a little bit. We said and actually who came up with it? It was the Clubhouse, the Ham Radio Clubhouse did it. So they're another YouTube group. They also live stream. Go check them out. But we said, get your extra by April, or just get your license, upgrade to general, whatever. Who participated in that? The guy who asked the question. Okay. We call that tooting your own ham horn a little bit. I'm kidding.
Nothing wrong with that.
asking.
No.
Hayden? Oh, you go ahead.
Yeah, I got my general.
Oh, you got there you go, American General. Congratulations to everybody that did that. All right. T.O. in the back. Oh, well, there you go. Okay.
T.O. examined me. Oh, not in that way, but he examined me. Yeah.
I'll drink to that.
Careful. Hey, actually, wait, we can't demonetize a talk, can we?
No.
Any other questions? I'll run around here. Here we go. Glad I brought my joggers today.
Very funny, Josh.
What time are we going to jump out of the airplane today?
Jump up and answer it, Carlos. Asking what time potentially might you jump?
So the jump time is to be determined yet. I have to call the drop zone still and get a slot in the airplane, and maybe 3 or 4 slots in the airplane. But I will message on Discord, and if you're not on Josh's Discord, well, you should be there because that's where I'm going to let everybody know that I'm jumping.
Okay. But again, 146.450. So if you're monitoring, you should be able to hear.
And someone back here just said Twitter, and that sounds like a good idea too. So I'll post on those two places.
What is your Twitter?
Life at TV. So terminal velocity. So life at terminal velocity is life at TV.
Good. Okay. One more question.
Carlo, for you, sir, follow up. Have you worked out your cost per QSO when you jump out of the plane?
That's a good question.
But since you're putting me on the spot, figure it's going to cost me $44 or so per jump. And on average, I'm making 10 QSOs per jump. So $4.40 per QSO on average.
I like that. All right. You can't monetize that, by the way. I don't think you can do that in ham radio.
I don't.
Who has another question? Anybody? Up in the front. Good. How many steps am I going to get today?
All of them.
Who raised your hand if you did over 10,000 steps yesterday? There we go. All right. I'm coming around.
All right, very serious question. Zach, W3ZTB here. Honest answer, how much more superior are ham radio TikTok creators than the YouTube creators?
Wow.
I don't know how to... Raise your hand if YouTube is best.
I'll go there.
Raise your hand if TikTok is best. Wah, wah.
I have not embraced the TikTok.
I don't.
By
even
the
have
way,
it
this is
installed
not
on my
an either
phone.
or. Do both. They're great. Yeah, do often. But use your radio the most. Be on the radio the most. That's what we want.
Yeah.
Question. I think is it time to answer this one? Oh boy.
Josh is going to hate me for this, but how many here miss seeing the show every week?
Where's Amanda? I want to see Amanda's face. Hold on. I think he's asking us, can we go back to weekly, Amanda?
Yeah, I'm hearing what you're saying, but as a worker full time, I don't have, if y'all want to give me more content, I can do it, but it's difficult to do it more than twice a week or twice a month.
Well, I can tell you this from all the 10 years that I was doing things, and Gordon and I and all the other people that help us. It is a tremendous amount of time and work to get everything together to make a show. And that really is something. When we were doing these weekly, oh my, I mean, it's a big deal. And
it really is.
The 1 hour of show that you see, you do not see the probably collectively hundreds of hours that we all put together to put it together.
You're constantly sending out emails, making sure you can get people booked, those kind of things, and then you have to have backups in case some schedule change happens. Josh does a tremendous show on Saturday nights, and let's not forget that. But he doesn't book 16 people at the same time. So when you're like, okay, we're going to have 10-minute segments, which always go over time. Of course, we're so sorry about that, but it's fun because we get really good content out of those segments. But it seriously is a lot of work for somebody that doesn't. I only have my after hours time to do it. And then getting people booked is a big deal. So there's our whole conclusive answer. And Randy needs to come back on because he hasn't been on in a bit. Randy, I'm looking.
I can boil it all down to 4 words. It's a full-time free job.
And that's the other question that sometimes people ask us: are we getting paid? Absolutely not.
No, we do it for the love of ham radio, and for you guys. That's why we do it, for all of you out there.
That's absolutely correct. We're just doing this for fun, but there is no pay.
Thank you all. Thank you so much for allowing us and giving us a reason to do this.
This was our pay right here, Don.
Right? Yeah. I got a hat. I got a cup. I got I don't have to buy clothes now for.
We work hard for those T-shirts, just like all of our people do in Aries groups and things like that. And they go through and do the bike rides and they do the radio communication support. They earn a T-shirt or maybe or a mug.
Back in broadcasting,
Yeah.
get a T-shirt, get a free T-shirt.
So there you go. Back to you, Josh.
Thank you. And while we do sometimes go over Ham Nation over an hour, that's online. What we can't do is go over here. So we are at the end of our time, I believe. So I want to say thank you to everybody on the Zoom, all of our wonderful Ham Nation hosts, Joe, Ham Nation in person, and all of my and friends. Thank you, everybody.